Like, what the heck? Congrats. Oh my god, I can't even speak right now. Thank you so much for the raid. We're gonna watch a video real quick though. Hi, Verdict. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, raiders. We're gonna watch girls standing in the middle of Tokyo to sell themselves. Japan has a serious developing problem. What a nice video. To the people who just came in. Yeah. Hello, Ryan Ashwood. Hello, Zeneca. Hello, Trivial. Oh yeah, I was standing. Was that you? I was standing next to you then, or in the group. We failed Pandeva, but it did not downgrade. Ooh, that's good though. Then you can try again. We're starting to stream heavy. Also because I have this Crunchyroll campaign going on in my channel, so I do actually have drops right now. Only if you subscribe as a new subscriber or gift subs. You can get like 60 days of Crunchyroll if you have a new account. So there's also for the people who would like to get that offer, I also have to do a little bit of just chatting. Alright, so yeah. We will be swapping the BDO, don't worry. We will be swapping. And then we will also be grinding for Debos, because we also want the goddamn Debo spree. The Debo grind. Yeah, anyways. It's 17 minutes. Let's just watch this. And this is a video that got recommended in my YouTube. Or I saw it as a shorts. And then I remember we just watched a video about Canada and the Vancouver drug problem. I'm getting very enlightened, I must say. And now this one, I think it's by the same creator. This is a 12-hour stream. I wish, but I don't think I can. Oh no, this is different.
I went to college a year earlier than most of my peers in the same age. Because
yeah, let's see how society is crumbling and why we play video games, guys.
2 years older than me. I know that all of this sounds a bit overboard to people in the West, where like 1 or 2 years age difference is not really a big deal. But in Asian countries such as Japan and South Korea, it is kind of a big deal.
It's good.
For instance, in South Korea, big arguments occur more than frequently when a person who's a year younger do not call the other person Hyung or Nuna, which means big brother and big sister.
You guys can call me Engeli Nuna from now on, okay, guys? Yeah. Oh, that was big trouble. Big trouble.
So a year later, in my sophomore year of uni, I was excited to see friends who were the same age as me entering as freshmen. And I was in a bit of a weird situation as, while I was technically unequal purely in terms of age with the freshmen, I was also at the same time a senpai. So as a friend of the same age, but also technically a senpai who has already attended 1 year of university and just being more about life here than them, I felt
we're watching real quick a like a kind of like some social videos, I guess you should call it. I don't know. Some videos that help you become enlightened on how the world is crumbling. Very nice, right? But it's because I had this recommended, and then Frolan found the video, and then now we're watching it real quick. We're reacting. We're doing react content, guys.
Take some of the newly arrived South Korean freshmen for some food near the campus, such as in Shinokubo, which is the Koreatown of Japan that is also conveniently located only like 2 train stops away from the campus. And you know how 18-year-old kids are when they first enter Japan.
Wait a minute. This is in Japan?
They want to see that iconic red shining neon light gate located in Kabukicho, which is the gate leading into the biggest red light district of Japan. And also conveniently enough, Tokyo's Koreatown of Shinokubo and Kabukicho are literally right next to each other, with only a few minutes, or depending on where you are at the point in time, are only a few seconds walk away from each other. So after having some Korean barbecue, we walk towards the Kabukicho area from Shinokubo, and we come across this woman standing on the sidewalk, attempting to suggest something to us. And us obviously knowing the reputation that this particular area of Tokyo has, knew better than to respond back to them, so just mostly avoided eye contact and continued to walk ahead. But the thing was, back exactly 11 years ago when this happened, all of such female street toddlers were foreigners. Now, does this mean that all female individuals who conduct sex work in Tokyo are foreigners? Absolutely not. But the Japanese people, at least traditionally prior to the post-pandemic, TikTok-driven Generation Z, were a very...
What did he just call it? TikTok Generation C? Is that what I am? I watch a lot of TikToks.
A discrete group of people, including individuals
really
who work
bad,
in the adult industry. So, as ironic as this sounds for a country that has
so
one of
much
the largest
TikTok,
adult
like
entertainment
stupid.
industries in the whole world, the people who
Wait,
compose such a country
what was
that has one of the largest adult
global trade markets, guys. China, Spain, Japan, Germany, United States.
entertainment industries in the whole world. The people who compose such industries are, again, one of the most discreet and circumspect group of people in the whole world, meaning that the female Japanese individuals who are involved in such quote-unquote adult entertainment work.
I'm just... What is Pink Planet? It says 60 minutes, 3,000 yen. Do I want to know? Do I want to know? I probably don't want to know. I just noticed it. I was like, huh? Okay, anyways.
Never actually came out on the streets and physically touted themselves. The touting for such...
Oh, what was that? What was that on the screen?
Never actually came out on the streets and physically touted themselves. The touting...
I'm too slow. How do I go back one frame? How do I go back one frame, guys? It's not the arrow key. Oh, fuck. It's like some... Is it J or K or something? What? No. Damn it. Oh, I gotta be quick. I gotta be quick.
Quote unquote adult entertainment work.
I was curious.
Never actually came out on the streets and physically touted themselves. The touting.
It's too fast.
For such
I can't do it.
But
there was a woman on that
men such as these guys who usually ask the people walking by to enter such establishments. But right now...
You know what this reminds me of? I once went to vacation on Creta, I think it's called, in Greece. Right? Which is like an island, a very touristy island. And this reminds me so much of that place because every single restaurant, they had people like constantly trying to draw you into their restaurants. And they'd constantly like hound you and ask, hey, look at that menu, look, you know, come, and you should eat here, you should eat. And it was actually really annoying. Like, it was just really annoying. I just remember that because, you know, Danish people are a bit more reserved. We don't really talk to people per se that we don't know. We don't really have eye contact. Like, we will figure out things. We will ask for your help when we need it, right? We don't let people come up and help us in stores. We hate that shit. You know, like, reserved, you know. A tourist trap. Like, not really, because they did it in every single restaurant. I just remember it being so annoying for me. Like, I was like getting anxiety of all the people trying to like draw you in, right? People literally hold their stuff in your car window. Yeah, like that too. And I've tried it in the Philippines too, where they go around and like try to sell you. I mean, I guess it's very normal, but to me it's just like I'm not used to that, right?
Who usually ask the people walking by to enter such
establishments. I mean, it is. I understand they're fucking hustling and stuff, right? They're doing everything they can to like
news about how recently
get people in. But for me, it's like,
standing in the area around Okuba Park in Kabukicho, who are bargaining with men as they seek to provide these men with quote-unquote services.
That right here. Oh my god! Look at them. They're just in a row. Wow. Wait. Oh, I think I just paused my own stream.
At nearby love hotels in return for financial compensation. Now, I know how it
and they're so young.
Sounds a bit superficial of how this practice have long been existing around the Kabukicho area for a long time, but the Japanese journalists mostly did not care back then, as such women were usually older women or foreigners.
Now it's mostly young Japanese women.
Comment in the comment section of this video.
It gets worse.
Saying something in the lines of, it's just gonna be the same old reason girls who are trying to pay college debt, or pay for rent, or saving up to buy expensive handbags, etc.
Handbags? Huh? I don't think... What? I don't mean, I don't think you. I mean, I ain't judging. You do you, but yeah, it's like the same as just like saving up to swipe in BDO. I feel like I would find other ways. You know what I mean, guys? I feel like I'd probably just find a job, like an actual job or something. I don't know.
But in fact, these people cannot be more wrong when it comes to assuming the main culprit of this concerning phenomenon.
I ain't judging. If they want to do that, they do that. It's probably like way less. Well, I wouldn't say it's less effort, but it's definitely probably less time and more pay, right?
Without further ado, let's dive into analyzing the main cause of this alarming phenomenon that's currently happening at the very heart of Tokyo, and the important message of takeaway it has for all of us when visiting or considering any social issues regarding Japan.
Wouldn't you just make an OnlyFans then? Like, wouldn't, like, what? I mean, I don't know. You need internet for OnlyFans.
A 22-year-old young Japanese woman by the name of Yuka. Let's just say her name is Yuka for the sake of this video, as the police did not reveal her real name, which has been rightfully done so as she is the victim, is feeling extremely lonely throughout her life in Tokyo.
Isn't loneliness like actually a problem in Japan? Hi, class!
In university, as she did not perform too well academically while in school, and was originally raised in...
We're watching like a video that got recommended on my YouTube, or shorts or something, and now we're just reacting to it.
Countryside region of Japan.
We need some happy videos after this.
Life, she recently moved to Tokyo, but soon found out that things were much different in Tokyo, or even worse when it came to curing her loneliness. And Japan being the most introverted, quote-unquote, people keeping to themselves type of country in the world.
That's kind of how Danish people are too.
That it is, nobody checks upon her or asks her if she's doing okay. So while on the verge of a mental breakdown, an idea pops up in her head, which is to download a dating app. She puts her profile on the dating app, and soon enough, a good-looking guy messages her and asks her if she wants to go out for some coffee. She says yes, and there they meet on the first date. On the date, she feels emotions that she has never felt in her entire life. The guy is kind, and most of all, listens to what she actually has to say. For the first time in her life.
I mean, they also have host jobs, right? Like where you can like entertain. Like it's like you don't have sex and stuff, but you like just host. Like you entertain them. You give them company, right? Careful, what do you mean? Like I mean, you can do that too, right? Hostess jobs, I think, or something it's called.
She feels like a princess and thinks that someone actually cares for her. And as the date progressed, the guy...
Huh? What was I saying?
I asked Yuka if she could be his girlfriend. And Yuka, already infatuated with the guy at this point, says yes. But at the end of the date, the guy finally confesses to her about what he does for a living, which is that he works as a male host at a host club in Tokyo's red light district of Kabukicho. Then he asks her whether she could sometimes come by to his host club and nominate him to have a drink so that he can move up in the host popularity rankings. He promises her that things will not be expensive at all, and then she just merely has to nominate him. And when she visited the host club for the first time, it did not seem as if he was lying. The price that she had to pay to nominate him was only around 1,000 Japanese yen, which is only around $10. So day after day, she visits the host club to meet her
real face of Egawa on the screen. So they have... Oh, so he is a host guy. Damn, look at that. Look at those eyes, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Smoldering gaze. Look at that male gaze, dude. Is he like the #1 host guy? Assassin eyes? Maybe. He does look a little bit angry or something.
Her quote-unquote boyfriend Egawa, which is the actual real name of the guy that was revealed by the Japanese police.
No, was he like a murderer?
But then, day after day, the price that she had to pay in order to nominate her quote-unquote boyfriend increases substantially. According to police investigation, it came to a point where...
That's his... What? That doesn't even look like him! That's his campaign? Dude, what? What? That's like not even the same person.
Yuka had to pay around 200,000
Japanese yen,
$2,000 to nominate Egawa, in which she did almost on a nightly
Oh my god, on a nightly basis?
She knew that she was getting herself into debt in which she had no way to pay back. But again, given the fact that she was completely enamored with her quote-unquote...
His promo photos look nothing like him in real life. No, they don't! Look at this. We're gonna have to go back. This is his promo picture, right? This is him. Like, what? Holy shit, dude. It's not even the same. That's him. That's how he looks like. This is on Tinder, and this is reality. Oh, I'm not using my Photoshop glasses, true. And this is also him in his promo.
Good boyfriend Egawa, and saw him literally as the only light of hope in her lonely life. She continued going back to the host club and nominated Egawa on the night.
I don't understand the nominated, but I guess it's just like, that's what they call to pay them. I don't know.
Basis. But as we have all expected, there soon came a point in time when Yuka very much fell behind on the due payments to the host club. And once this happened, this is when Egawa encouraged Yuka to head to the Okuba Park in Kabukicho and told her to just quote-unquote stand there. He said that if she was just to stand there, then the clients will approach her naturally. And I believe...
Oh my god, it's like the whole way!
Everyone here already knows why these guys quote-unquote approach these women and what kind of service they're seeking. So day after day...
Oh my god, I wish we would see someone actually go up to them and get one, like just to see how awkward it probably looks, you know what I mean? But also at the same time, I don't want them to. Can you imagine we just saw someone walk up and like grab one, you know? Like, oh my god.
There was Yuka, standing at the park in Kabukicho, along with other young women who were also in similar predicaments, making money by providing these men with quote-unquote services.
Yeah, you know. Oh shit, he's talking to her! Look at this guy! Oh my god, look! Oh my god, it's happening. Nope.
Then heading back to the host club to pay back her debt. And according to the Tokyo Metropolitan Police, the vast majority of the standing young Japanese women arrested this year conducted such work for the purpose of procuring
they
money
are getting
to pay back to these host
for
clubs. And the male host of the story, Egawa,
there he is again, Egawa,
was later arrested by the Tokyo Metropolitan Police in April 2023 for seducing, then later actively encouraging Yuka to solicit herself to quote-unquote standing up in Kabukicho and pay her earnings to him and his host club.
In essence, what did it say? Violated a number of nations anti-pro something.
So now, a lot of you may be quite surprised at this point, as again, many may have initially assumed that these young Japanese women are conducting such quote-unquote standing up work in order to pay college tuition debt, provide for sick family.
I must say though, I do like her fashion. Like, I know this is really out of context. It is, yeah, it is. But I think Klaus is just joking. I do like the coordinated stuff that she has on.
Or for the more vain ones, make quick money to buy the Chanel bags, etc. And I'm not saying that these cases do not exist, as after research, I have found some cases where a young woman from a poor family background chose such quote-unquote standing up work in Kabukicho in order to make quick money to pay the rent that they're behind on, etc, etc. But then again, these are minority cases, as the Tokyo Metropolitan Police themselves have stated that the vast majority of the young Japanese women arrested this year in Kabukicho for such quote-unquote standing up work were all doing it for host-related cause. Now, I do not know of any single other country where such a large number of female individuals are absolutely obsessed with these, let's be honest, glorified.
Oh, wow. Are these all host people? I see where all the anime hair comes from, guys. It all makes sense. Oh my god, it all makes sense, dude. I actually had one point in time, because you know anime is a bit weird if you first get into anime, right? And I was like, the hair is like wild. I was like, there's no way you can have hair like that in real life. Yes, you can have hair like that in real life. Absolutely. Some of these hosts and ghosts and spend their money in hostess clubs. Oh, so it just kind of circles around? Dude, look at this guy though. Look at this guy. Or this guy. Why would they? Well, I guess they can't really get girlfriends because then they,
that leech off of the earnings of the female clients. So what is the reason for this idiosyncratic Japan-only phenomenon? Based on my research of reading into myriad different responses written by various women in Japan, it mainly comes down to 3 psychological factors: loneliness, dangling with irrational hope, or just a plain and simple pursuit of hedonistic pleasure.
Hedonistic
pleasure? A lot of the answers provided by the women in Japan gave the reason of loneliness and the lack of general intimacy that is the prevalent case in Japan as one of the key reasons as to why many women in Japan become obsessed with the host culture of the country. To elaborate, for many of the young women in Japan, especially the ones who originally lived and grew up in the known Tokyo regions of Japan and have recently moved to Tokyo, lack the necessary amount of friends and real relationships in general to suffice their psychological need for social interaction as well as intimacy. Hence, they may directly step into a host club in order to talk and spend time with these hosts, or as in the case of Yuka, follow an indirect path of first meeting a guy on a dating app who turns out to be a
How many of you guys have actually used the dating app?
Host, etc., which nonetheless ultimately leads them to the nation's host clubs.
Oh, they're on the dating apps as hosts as well.
And of course, for the case of the older women in Japan, many women replied by saying that as many Japanese husbands begin to have a more colder, emotionless attitude to their wives once they get married, many of the married women in Japan may feel lonely and suffice their need for romantic intimacy by paying and interacting with these young hosts in kabukicho. The second reason is the dangling of irrational hope. Now this one, I really was quite surprised when reading all of the responses from the women in Japan, and I believe their whole mental framework is just quite hard to explain. So please bear with me on this. So a lot of the male hosts in Japan are probably one of the most adept psychological manipulators of women in the entire world.
Watching a
with
video.
Their entire livelihood depending on how well they can talk to
host clubs
their female clients to purchase more expensive champagnes, pay
higher elimination
fees,
the growing problem
which
of
obviously becomes
loneliness
easier
in Japan
relative to the degree in which the female client is infatuated with the male host. So what a lot of these Japanese male hosts do is that they dangle the idea of the boyfriend-girlfriend relationship with the female client in the lines of, if you could spend $20,000 for me this month and make me the #1 ranking host of the month, we could finally have an open relationship and be boyfriend-girlfriend. Now the reason why I say this part is hard to explain is because for most of us who have not been brainwashed by these hosts and have no emotional attachment to them, we know that all of this is just absolute lies. If you reason rationally, even to the slightest degree, you know that these hosts are probably saying this to every one of their female clients to maximize their financial gain. As in, we do not have to be a rocket scientist to know this. But then, if you read the actual answers provided by the Japanese women online, so many of them still defend these hosts, making claims in the lines of, quote, although they have the job as a host, they are still, at the end of the day, human beings. So who is to say that true love cannot develop between a male host and a female client? So in the minds of these women in Japan, they believe that we are the weird ones, blindly judging that no true love can possibly develop between a male host and a female client. So as you can see from this, these
By the way, the Crunchyroll, you need to subscribe. If you want to subscribe with a new sub in this channel, then you have to find another channel that has Crunchyroll and subscribe there too. I should probably change that. Because it's 2 subscriptions for 60 days of Crunchyroll, and it has to be new subs, and it has to be a new account at Crunchyroll. Just saying.
In Japan,
I can fix her.
Yeah. A lot of them, especially the really skillful ones,
false love
are
and get them into
very good at what they do, which is to exploit the minds of many of the young women in Japan, especially the more inexperienced, gullible ones, and make them think that true love and relationship between them can eventually manifest to reality. Of course, under the condition that the woman orders a $2,000 champagne for 10 days in a row at the host club. And as you have saw with the case of young Yuka and the male host Egawa, it is exponentially easier for the hosts to conduct
such crazy that he got arrested.
Psychological manipulation to a young 20-something-year-old woman who just moved to Tokyo from the countryside.
A lot of people must
compared to, let's say, a 34-year-old woman from Tokyo who have been here and done that, and already had numerous experiences and trial and error with this type of quote-unquote bad boy men. The last main reason as to why many of the women in Japan are so immersed in the nation's host culture is actually quite simple. It's just that they enjoy talking, having drinks, and making physical contact with good-looking men, plain and simple. Their logic goes in the lines of, a lot of men in Japan also visit hostess clubs.
Oh, shit.
Simple. Their logic goes in the lines of, a lot of men in
Dude, her dress. Very nice.
Japan also visit hostess clubs in kyabakuras, right? To talk and have drinks with these beautiful women? Same with us. We like drinking with good-looking men and spending money on them. It helps us to blow off steam. And if we have the financial means that allows us to live this lifestyle, then what's the problem? And to be frank, I believe such a mindset held by some women as their prime motives for frequenting the host club.
I'm just trying to find new outfits,
type of host-female client relationship that there is, compared to the loneliness dangling with the irrational hope of a potential relationship type of causes in which I have mentioned previously. Now, what can we then take away from this whole phenomenon of the rapid rise in the number of these quote-unquote standing young women in Japan? First, it shows us a glimpse of the dark side of the host culture of Japan. Thanks to the recent rise of many celebrity hosts in Japan.
So I know who this is, by the way. This is Japan's #1 host. This guy right here, guys. I think, was it Giguk or something? No. He's actually quite witty. Like I understand why, to be honest. It was Joey from like anime trash. What is it called? The Anime Man. Yeah. Anime Man went to this guy's house, and it's like insane. Like he got a tour of his house. This guy is like the #1 host, earns millions. All right, guys, earns millions.
And the hosting in
Look at him. It's not Madonna, by the way.
Japan is now more mainstream than ever before.
But he is the #1.
This means that less women perceive these hosts.
Don't ask. Don't ask. He looks literally like out of an anime.
As these quote-unquote adult industry workers, but more in the lines of almost semi.
Yeah. Strike a pose, motherfucker.
Figures and celebrities, which in turn increases.
Oh, more hostess people or host. Strike a pose. No, he's a male. I mean, I don't know if he does that, but from what they were saying in the interview, because I actually watched this because it was like really. His name is Roland. There you go. His name is Roland, I believe.
Is the popularity and demand, which then in turn allows many of these money-driven hosts, as in the case of the recently arrested Engeli,
I don't think he's ugly.
To psychologically manipulate many young naive women, even to the point of successfully persuading them to selling their bodies. This leads to our next point, which is our respectful urge to everyone who's watching this video to take this issue more seriously and with a sense of thoughtful maturity. For some reason, when it comes to any issues regarding Japan, we have this condescending approach to the whole thing, and approach it as if it's all a joke that's happening.
Is there more we should be watching?
Composed of views, before we had to delete it due to us mentioning some information about a hotel chain located in Kabukicho. There were so many comments in the lines of, to quote, heading to Japan right now, more the reason to go to Japan. Like,
this is literally like what Catux was saying earlier. Catux, they had to delete a video because too many people were like, oh yeah, we should definitely go, guys.
Like, here we are discussing a serious issue about domestic violence and potentially violence conducted onto minors. Then there's a bunch of people joking around saying that they're heading to Japan right now as they...
Oh shit, guys. I can't fix her. Wait, why is it not going?
The people residing in the West, the Japan, despite all the eccentricities in which they do have, is just as much a real country filled with real people
of course
with real problems as much as the US or any other country they are currently residing in. Japan as of late of how a bunch of thoughtless live streamers think that this is all just so funny, so go up to this park where these girls are standing at, stick their little live stream cameras up in their face, and start talking to them in quite a condescending fashion.
お姉さん、なんで笑ってんすか？立ちんぼですか？
So there is currently a rising concern that many of these immature
Oh, imagine you're just like legit just standing there as a woman. Like you're just standing there like just standing because you need to like wait on someone and someone comes up and asks you to...
People who just think that this is also amusing, quote-unquote tourist spot women, while mostly being able to keep their emotions in on the surface, logically needless to...
Alright, I want to like find... I'm not gonna watch the rest, but if you want, here's the link. Here's the link. Go watch it, guys. And then I want to find Roland.